Ripple effects. Of the sum of all our choices down through eternity, time travel gives you the rare opportunities to see those ripple effects and some of the consequences as the wakes of choices of us all ripple out and echo down through the different space-time line. Kirk and I left the section of the Universal Library that housed many of Earth's history and briefed our fellow team members as they did us. The time for our mission was set. But while in transporting through time and space, each of us ended up being split up as though someone had hacked the universal address transporter, thus redirecting us to the wrong addresses in time and space. It also stripped many of us of our equipment too. In my case, I was stripped naked, except for my weapon, which I guised into a walking stick to make them look less threatening. I spent an unknown amount of time, which I estimated was about 2 earthquakes, hiding myself in the bush like Adam, searching for clothing, building a little shelter, and hunting for food, hoping that the locals wouldn't find me, but of which some did, hoping that I wouldn't get eaten alive, but which I almost did, and waiting for a Universal Mission Command to track me down. Which they eventually did after they investigated and found that someone from the inside had reset the addresses. Kirk was sent to a paradise. I was sent to an bug-infested place on Earth back to about 2009, like somewhere in the U.S., judging by the clothing, the slang, and the gang signs that I'd seen.
Max, where are you? Max!
What's the password?
Yeah, okie dokie. Karaoke, smoky dokie.
That's a stupid password. Who thought of that one?
Well, you know. How you been? You've been here. We've been tracking you for a couple weeks.
What happened?
Well, you know, it's that time warp continuum galactic split. They actually split us up. Trying to direct us to the house.
Where'd they split you up to? Where'd you end up? I've been here for what seems like about a year.
No, not more like 4 months on their time. 2 weeks galactic time, buddy. So I was able to figure out where you ended up landing. And it looks like you've been here for quite some time. And I'll tell you what, you know, you don't look like you've been faring too well. At least I ended up where we were supposed to be. A little off course, but not that much. I met up with Frank. Max, I met up with Frank and Cooper Tide.
Keep it down, because I've been like fighting with the locals. Now and then I built this little shack out in the middle of nowhere. Been getting eaten alive by the bugs here. Probably.
You look like
get out of here.
You look like you've been eating moon pies, buddy.
Let's get out of here, man, before they come back or find us. I'm being glad when I get out of this place. Man, did you guys bring any hamburgers and chicken? And not
on this planet, dude. Not on this thing. We're like 40 miles out in the boonies. You have 40 miles out in the boonies with the Hicks. I don't know what they call them, redneck Hicks, you know? So, no, we're heading back to the city. We're going to get you back on the train wagon here.
All right, sounds good. How you doing, man?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, man, that 21st century food, it's man, I love those hamburgers, smashed up bloody old cow, you know, it's pretty good stuff.
Chickens and
oh yeah,
pigs.
Chicken's good.
Yeah, you got to be real careful though. That you know, our comment about that could, if the cows and the pigs and
oh yeah,
they find the footage of our mission somehow, like they did with the ads, the restaurant ads.
Oh,
you know, I'll get another message from the cow.
The chickens or the cows or muskrats or any of those other things these people eat down here.
Unbelievable. You know, the amounts of. I think that's probably the hardest test of our training is having to learn how to do the potty thing. You know, it's just, you know, just that look you get on your face when you feel one coming on. That's the most difficult thing that I have with the training now.
I gotta go do my thing, dude.
Oh, you gotta go?
Yeah.
Did you got any of the smashed up tree stuff, the paper?
Smashed up trees? Oh, you mean that TP?
Yeah.
I don't, dude. Did you bring any? Did you carry it with you?
Well, what were you gonna do? Were you gonna like wipe on leaves?
Oh no,
you might wipe yourself on some poison ivy, and then you'd be really hurt.
That's rough. That's a rough way to go. Oh, you got some of that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, remember the training we had about the different plants, the poisonous plants, and the good plants, the bad plants? I mean, it's a good thing I had some of that. You probably would have wiped your assets on some poison oak or poison ivy. Or
thanks, dude. I'll be back. Hey, Max Pointer, what's the password, buddy?
Watch out for karaoke.
All right.
What do you got there, man? Got that smashed up, ground up tree?
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's food. You know, it's like you have to go way too often than what I figured. You know.
Oh, it's what you're eating. You gotta eat more solid stuff.
I guess the fruit. I love the fruit, but man, it just.
Blast up somebody up, Kev. You tried that. Hey, what do you got there, man? You gotta tell. What's up? Yeah, you gotta tell, dude. You got a TP tell.
Mortal humans are born innocent and have to learn or be taught or eventually choose to do evil rather than good. If they die evil, they remain in their spirit bodies evil, especially if they don't repent. Thus, many evil spirits that are detected on cosmic agents' equipment and scanners are those who were once mortals who refused to get a life, in their case, a spirit life, by moving on. Many of them are still attached to things they left behind when they were in their mortal bodies, such as their homes, addictions to drugs, addictions to evil vices, businesses, money, people still living, or other evil habits that their spirit bodies can't have because they don't have a body anymore, a physical body. They are not clothed in a mortal body of flesh anymore. Thus, many of them hang around their old haunts and still attempt to find ways to pass into the mortal world so as to attempt to enjoy what they lusted after while they were in their mortal bodies or while they were alive. They're always a constant threat and problem for cosmic agent teams because of how they are invisible to most mortals in the physical worlds. Invisible to humans' normal eye vision, but detectable with ki and chi, martial arts training, and spiritual gifts of discernment. However, through spirit camps, cosmic agents can see them and the fallen angels who are also evil spirits. Spirit cams is another story as to when Earth started to be able to see spirits through spirit cams. With spirit cams, agents detect if the evil spirits are going to pose a threat to them or come up and bug them for drugs, cigarettes, or other vices that they can't get their spirit hands on, though they constantly continue to try to do so. If they spy out the agents while in the process of doing things towards completing their missions, many of them will fly off and make deals with the fallen angels, that if they grant them temporary accesses to the bodies of living souls they possess too, so that they can enjoy their vices and satisfy their cravings, they in turn will give them intel as to what they saw or suspected was going on at the worlds they had been on. When this happens, the fallen angels come with their armies, and the good and bad angels have a battle again, which some mortals have witnessed, and which has thus been put to thousands of artworks down through the centuries. If cosmic agents can thus detect beforehand the evil spirits through their spirit camps, they can know ahead of time to call upon the guardian angels who are policing the universe. They can come, if they are not there already, they can come to preach to these spirits and put them in the spirit prison where they can preach to them again. They are preached to see if they'll change their evil ways, because free agency is still the main law that governs the universe. However, they are put in the spirit prison for continually seeking to do evil. Thus they are quarantined until they repent and show that they are cured of seeking to fill their old vices and addictions, especially if those addictions and evil desires drives them to making deals with the demons, where they then become guilty or accessories to the ultimate crimes against freedom and the universal law, that of becoming global killers too, like the fallen angels continually seek to do. These evil spirits thus don't realize that the sum of their evil choices and mortality, that of getting addicted to drugs and evil habits and vices, had long-reaching consequences of thus making them retrogress even further towards demonification, where they would become more like the demons, Satan's armies of fallen angels. Thus, to solve these problems, cosmic agents would often call upon their guardian angels to help solve evil spirits' scenarios that could arise, and often did. Some of these guardian angels were even former cosmic agents themselves. For while as mortals on their own inhabited worlds, they were ones who advanced in ranks and were rewarded higher gifts and powers for their valiant performances of completing numerous successful missions. Some having even died or were martyred while on different missions, others having died of natural causes such as old age. When they went into the spirit world, they again volunteered or were asked by Universal Mission Command to continue with the glorious work of preserving freedom and in saving entire inhabited worlds from global killers in possession of or working on global killer weapons.